Welcome back to the GymCrafter YouTube channel, everybody. My name is Tim. I am the head gym nerd here at GymCrafter.com, and today I'm not only the head gym nerd, I am the head editor, the head videographer, all that kind of stuff. Really, GymCrafter is just a one-man show. It's always me, but I thought I would record a special intro to this video. Now, I just got back from Home Gym Con, and as I'm going through the hours and hours and hours of footage that I shot, I want to keep the content kind of impactful for you guys and not release too many videos, because I might have shot too many videos. But as I was editing the video from the Fringe Sport booth, I realized that instead of 4 small reviews, it would make more sense to put these together into one longer video for you. It's still not a very long video, but the theme of this year's Home Gym Con seemed to be new products and prototypes, and one of the booths that most exemplified that was the Fringe Sport booth. Fringe Sport, instead of bringing their assortment of products, they really didn't bring anything that they normally carry. They brought a Dane 2.0, but really to just show 2 of the prototypes that they had attached to it. And then they brought an open trap bar, but really they brought 5 prototypes. I shot videos on 4 of them, and the one that I didn't was a swivel neck. I think it's called the Swan neck for their lever belt squat, which allows it to move in left to right as well as up and down. Kind of a cool piece. I just didn't have time to shoot it. But the other 4 products I did shoot small reviews on, and I thought it would make a lot of sense to just combine them here into one video instead of releasing 4 smaller 3 to 5 minute videos. So that's what this video is. As far as the products go, I want to make sure I point out these are all prototypes. At the time that I recorded these videos, these were not available for sale. A lot of these were not the final versions of the products. I don't know what the release date's gonna be. I don't know what the pricing's gonna be. So I wanted to record this intro to let you know that as those things become available, as product pages pop up on the Fringe Sport website, I will put links down below in the description and keep this particular video up to date. Those are going to obviously be affiliate links. The way that I can pay to go to trips like this and film these videos to bring them to you is when you guys purchase stuff through those links. So that is always appreciated. If you do decide to buy one of the products that I'm showing in this video, make sure and do it through those links. That helps me out, but more importantly, that helps you guys out because it allows me to bring you the content that you've asked for. So you guys asked me to bring you the stuff that was good bang for the buck type of products, and I think all 4 of these things from Fringe are going to be that. They're going to be really nice units that do a job that they're built to do and don't cost you an arm and a leg. So with all of that said, here are the 4 prototypes that I shot at Home Gym Con 2025 from Fringe Sport. Welcome back to the GymCrafter YouTube channel, everybody. My name is Tim. I'm the head gym nerd here at GymCrafter.com. Back at you with another product from Home Gym Con 2025 in Louisville, Kentucky, and I am in the Fringe Sport booth where this year they didn't bring their normal lineup of products. They brought 4 prototypes. Behind me is the one that kind of surprised me the most. This is a single stack lat pull down low row, and if you look close, it's gonna look familiar. So let's call out right up front. This is basically a clone of the Trinity Tower from ATX. So before anybody posted comments about stolen IP and things like that, because you know I'm very sensitive to that. If you guys watch the channel, you know that I'm not a fan of that. Fringe Sport and ATX have actually been working together behind the scenes. I don't know if they work together on this product. It wouldn't surprise me if they did, but if you've watched some of my other videos, ATX launched their US website today, where you can look at pricing and the inventory selection, and then as soon as their trade agreement between the United States and Germany works out,
it's a deal. It's a lot of dough, but it's a deal.
You're going to be able to buy the ATX stuff in the United States, and Fringe Sport has been helping them with that move. So Pete Keller, the owner of Fringe Sport, from what I understand, has been helping ATX, so I know there's some collaboration there, but not only the result of that is going to be you being able to buy ATX here in the United States, but another result is I walk into the Fringe Sport booth and what do I see? I see a product that is almost identical to one of ATX's most popular products, which is, they call it the Trinity Tower. Fringe Sport does not have a name for this yet. I talked to the designer, he said there's some arguments about, or some disagreements on what the name should be, so I don't know what to call it, but it is a single stack lat pull down and low row with some very, very cool features. So let me show you, if you're not familiar with the Trinity Tower, what makes this type of a unit special. So first of all, this stack goes to 11. No, it goes to 320 pounds. It's a 1-to-1 cable ratio on the pull down and the row. So that should be more than enough weight for anybody. I was talking to the guys here in the booth, and they said of this whole show, which there are a lot of big people walking around this show, only one person's been able to pull the whole stack so far.
Very impressive.
So that should be enough for most of you. So for those of you out there who the 210 pounds in the Dane 2.0 or in some of these other products that go to the 210s, 250s isn't enough, this is going to be a great way for you to get a heavier weight stack into your gym. Another couple of things that are really cool about this is the way that this seat and adjustment work. So this seat, when it's up like this piece right here is going to hold your knees in place. For your low row, you're going to flip this seat down, and then you're going to move this down to push your feet against for the row, and then you can leave the seat down there, and then you're going to be able to raise this up here for a very interesting variation of row where you put your feet up high and kind of pull down. So I'll demonstrate on the B-roll for you so that you can see it. But there's 3 distinct types of rows you can do on this. And then as I mentioned, pull this up. This is your leg holder. And away you go for the lat pull down. Another really cool feature of this particular piece is you'll see there's a trolley back here on the side. What this trolley is going to allow you to do is change the starting height of the lat pull down. So while this goes up high enough for me at 6'6", if you're shorter than that and you can't reach, it'll allow you to get set up at a variety of heights. So very cool feature on this particular piece. So again, this has been one of ATX's most popular pieces. I expect this to do really well for Fringe. If Fringe remains true to what they have done in the past, this will be at a very reasonable price point for what you're getting. Quality is consistent with what you're seeing from Fringe Sport recently. So if you like the Fringe Sport products, this would be something that you want to take a look at. As I may have mentioned before, I'm going to put a link to this down in the description once it's available. Definitely appreciate you guys using those links. Appreciate you guys liking, following, subscribing, doing all the algorithm stuff, following all these videos. I love coming to places like this and making the videos for you, and it's because of you guys doing all of that stuff, using those links, liking, sharing, all that kind of stuff that allows me to actually come here to bring you these products. And like I said, one of the best things about this show so far is it is a sea of brand new products that people are debuting here. So I'm standing in front of what they're calling the DragonFly. It is a lateral and chest fly piece of equipment and got some really cool features on it, so I wanted to show it to you guys real quick. Basically, this is a rack attached. You can move it up and down across the rack to match your height. From what the developer told me, he said you want this kind of at your shoulder height. And then basically what you've got is you've got handles back here that allow you to do lateral raises and shoulder exercises. The cool thing about this, there's a few things that I really like about this particular piece. Number one, these handles are free floating. On a lot of these machines, you'll see these handles are fixed. This gives a really nice feel to coming out and being able to move through space a little bit. Also, there are 3 locations for the weight. You've got the center piece right here, which is going to place most of the resistance kind of right about here is where it's heaviest. If you're to take this plate off of here and then put it out here, what's going to happen is you're going to change where the heaviest part of the movement is, and the heaviest part of this movement is right about here. Wherever the weight is perpendicular on the arm is where the heaviest is. And then I can now also take this particular piece, and there's another little pop pin, and I can move it down. So there's 3 total places that you can put it, and now my heaviest piece is right here. So this is going to allow you to work different areas of the movement and load different areas of the movement so that you can work weak points, you can work different muscles, and really kind of tailor your workout to you. This pops on and off the rack really easily. It's 25 pounds, so it's nice that you can take this off. It's not real big. These pieces right here, everything folds up for storage. So you can actually take the handles, flip them up. I can take the weights off and flip this up and get everything in a nice compact design, pop it off here, stick it in the corner. It's not real big, it's not real heavy to take off. So that's kind of a cool feature as well. Another nice feature of this is if you were to lower it and then back your bench up to it, this will allow you to do chest flies as well. So a nice arced chest fly with these in your hands feels real nice. The knurling on this is nice. The powder coating is decent. You've got their titanium nitride gold on the sleeves. So that is also a nice feature as well. A couple things that I'm not a fan on this particular one, and I don't know if this prototype has clearly been through a lot, but there does seem to be quite a bit of play. It doesn't seem like it affects the exercise all that much or the effectiveness of it, but it does seem like there's an awful lot of wiggle room in here. So that would be one thing that I wish was different. The other thing is, as somebody with wide arms, I don't know that it goes out quite wide enough for me. Now, for most of you, it will actually go out just fine. But even with the adjustability this has, for me, I would like to see it go a little bit wider, because if I was doing this exercise with dumbbells, I can really get my arms out wide. Now, a lot of people will look at this, and I was one of them, and said, well, why wouldn't I just do lateral raises with dumbbells? And the reason for that is where I showed you where you can change the force curve. Because you can make different areas of the movement heavier, and actually you can put weights on both of these, and it's yet another area of the force curve to weight heavier than the rest of it. So I do like the how much you can tailor that, and also you can get these things to start at different heights. So if you want to load just the top and do partials, if you want to load just the bottom and do that, you want to start at a certain point. Whereas with dumbbells, you're going to have to lift the load completely the whole way. Here you can start in any number of ways. So that is one of the several new products here at the Fringe Sport booth. That's the DragonFly. This one is probably going to be the slowest to release of all of the prototypes I'm going to show you from the Fringe Sport booth today, but it will be available shortly. Apparently, in order to build a home and garage gym that you guys absolutely love, you guys want Smith machines. So you guys know, if you follow the channel, that I'm not a huge fan, but enough of you asked to show, and there's enough of these at the show to show them to you. And so you say show more times, right? This is their rack attached Smith machine. They have been promoting this on and off for a little while now, and I know a lot of you are waiting for it to come out. It is not currently available at the time that I'm shooting this video, but it will be available at some point soon. So keep an eye on the description down below. I will definitely put an affiliate link down there for you to purchase this if you like it. Once it is available. If you're watching this right after Home Gym Con, that may not be available yet. But one of the things that is a big complaint about most Smith machines is typically the bar itself is not all that great. You're kind of stuck with whatever knurling they give you, you're stuck with whatever bar diameter they give you, and one of the big asks for people is that they be able to put their own bar in. Another benefit of being able to take your own bar in and out is you can get this out of the way when you're not using your Smith machine. Now, bolting on a Smith machine onto your rack on the front post is going to take up those posts, and this isn't a quick release. This is a little bit of a project to put on and off totally, but at least if you want to get this bar out of the way so that you can lift inside the rack and not have to go under the bar or step over it, this is going to come out. So the two benefits of they call it a bring your own bar, is that, again, you can use the bar that you like, and then you can get it out of the way when you don't. It takes under a minute to take this bar in and out. There's two little screws on each side that you just loosen and pop it right out. So it's a pretty easy thing to do. Now, as cool as that is, this does make this Smith machine work a little differently. So something I want to show you, there's a few things that make this work a little bit differently. So first one is this. What you're going to see when I unrack this bar is, I'm going to get this rested on my shoulders. Now, typically you wouldn't be able to do this on a normal Smith machine with a welded bar, but because this isn't a welded bar, this isn't a solid piece, so I can do this. Now, I have done some squats on this. It hasn't been an issue for getting up and down. I haven't had an issue with it. It doesn't bind, it doesn't jerk. And then I talked to the product designer, and he said that one of the benefits of it this way is you're a little bit more similar to a squat, where he said you can kind of fight the resistance of the bar. It's not just this super fixed thing. There is a little bit of movement here.
Well,
whether or not that's accurate or not, I couldn't tell you. For me, this is a little bit distracting, but it may not be for you. And again, it doesn't affect the movement of the bar at all. I've tried to get this to bind, it won't bind. So just a heads up, if you do decide to purchase this, the trade-off of having your own bar versus a welded bar is going to be that little bit of movement up and down on either side. Now, another way that this works differently, and probably a way that they're going to hit a lower price point, I don't know what the price is going to be at. Again, I'll put that down in the link below, or just check the link below once that's there for the current pricing. But this doesn't come with a bunch of hooks for their hook to attach to. It's just the poles that slide up and down, and then the way that you set the height for the hooks or whatever these attachment points are, to stop so that it kind of sets up here are actually mag pins that come in and out. You can use these little shorty mag pins, you can use their band peg mag pins, and then you can set as many of those up and down as you want. So if you want a couple of spots where you might need to stop and then re-rack the bar, you can do that. But you don't have all of the little pins that we'd normally have on a standard Smith machine. Again, less material, less cost, a little bit lower profile up against the rack, and you can kind of set it the way that you want. I don't know that this is a good or a bad thing. It's just kind of how this works. Why don't you guys let me know in the comments what you think. Down here on the bottom, you do have standard safeties that are going to attach with those same pegs. So if I want to attach the safety, all I have to do is bring it up and stick it in with the band peg or with the mag pin itself, and then that sets the safety. So you're not missing anything that you would normally have in a rack attached Smith machine. It's just a little more simplified design and a little bit more scaled down. So I know a lot of you guys have been asking to see this. I did spend about a half hour with the designer before I looked at this equipment, so got a little bit of a handle on it. If you have any questions on this or concerns, definitely post those down in the comments. I'm happy to reach out to my folks at Fringe to help them answer any questions that you have. But again, this is a great example of not only companies bringing prototypes, but it's a great example of Fringe's approach to the home gym market. They're not looking to bring you the biggest, baddest, fanciest, beefiest. They're trying to get the stuff that is going to work really well, that's going to be effective, that's going to have features that you want, like bringing your own bar to the unit, getting the bar out of the way, which is a huge one for me. That's why I've mentioned it like 50 times in this video. But do it at a price that's reasonable. You're not going to have to spend those premium top dollars to get something that does what you need it to do. So there you have it. There is the Fringe Sport rack attached Smith machine, yet another new product that Fringe has brought to the show here in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm on this side doing a review. On the other side of the camera, we've got Gluck doing a review. It has been a fun weekend, and I'm in the Fringe Sport booth looking at what Fringe brought. As I mentioned in some other Fringe Sport videos, these guys brought 4 or 5 prototypes this year. Instead of just bringing the stuff that you can see anywhere, they brought the new stuff so that all the people who came out to Home Gym Con could see it. And this one behind me is one that a lot of people have been waiting for. So as you guys know, I've got the Dane 2 in the gym myself. Behind me is the Dane 2. One of the weaknesses of the Dane 2, especially for somebody like myself, is the lat pull down point. Not only is it too close to the upright itself, so you can't really pull straight down, but also it's just not tall enough. I'm not a big fan of sitting on the ground to do lat pull downs. There's not a great way to brace your legs. There's not a great way to use a post attached seat like they've got here. Well, with this particular attachment, that changes all of that and really makes things nice. So this attachment right here just slaps right onto the upright. It comes on and off very easily with a pop pin. You run one cable to the attachment point down below, and you have now got a much higher, more centered lat pull down attachment. So, like I said, Gluck's here screwing things up.
Run away and never return.
So what we've got is we've got their seat with the leg holders or leg rollers, and now I can get a full stretch on a lat pull down. I can get it all the way down perfectly overhead. The geometry is right, and this is something that a lot of you guys have been asking for. People have been trying DIY stuff. People have been trying to add pulleys to their thing, and Fringe Sport has actually made a nice looking one that matches this. It's got your nice red pulleys up top, and their attachments are actually pretty nice too. It's the first time I'm actually feeling some of their pull down attachments, their row attachments. Nice knurling, good feel. It matches a lot of their barbells and the knurling on their barbells. So if you like that medium aggressive knurl on their barbells, you're going to like these attachments as well. But I wanted to make sure and bring this to you. It's not a super complex product, but boy, it's going to make a lot of you guys' days by being able to add this onto the Dane. So if you have any questions on this, make sure and pop it down below. As soon as this is available for sale, I will put a link below for you guys to purchase this. That is an affiliate link. I do appreciate you guys using that. You guys using those links, you guys watching these videos, you guys giving me the thumbs up all the time is what allows me to come to shows like this and bring you these products and bring you Gluck acting like a clown in the background. It's been a great time, guys. If you couldn't make it, start making plans now to come back to Home Gym Con 2026. This show just gets bigger and better every single year. And I tell you, this floor is full of brand new products like this. So if you want to be the first people to get your hands on this stuff, to look at it, these companies are nice enough to bring all of this stuff out, fight airport delays, sit in traffic, whatever it takes to get this stuff here for you guys to look at. So as cool as it is to watch these videos, and I appreciate that, make plans to come out to Home Gym Con next year so that you can see this stuff in person. So again, appreciate you guys tuning in, appreciate all of the follows and everything like that. And until the next video, I'm Tim with GymCrafter.